Hey everybody, Julian here, back with a spontaneous Bible journaling process video. I don't even have my white foam core board down that I normally would use on my desk, so you get to see where I spilled nail polish and all kinds of stuff like that. So I've seen a lot of questions about specifically the devotional content in the new format of the Illustrated Faith Kits, and I wanted to give you guys an example of how I'm kind of working through them, and hopefully that'll make sense to you and inspire you to maybe use it the same way if you're really missing out on, this several days of devotional content. So I am on the week 2 card, and one of the questions that's asked by the contributor after she shares her part of the story here, she asks, "What are the positive aspects of suffering?" And so when I was looking through the kit, this heart tip-in that has James 1, 2, and 2 to 3 on it, and it says, "When you have many kinds of troubles, you should be full of joy because you know that these troubles test your faith, and this will give you patience." This is the NCV translation. I'm not sure what version that is, but this tip-in kind of answers that question. So I'm going to go journal in this verse in James 1 in my journaling Bible here, and that's kind of how I'm using. I feel like there are plenty of little inspiring bits in this kit. Even the little die cut pieces have verses on them. So if you're really specifically looking for a prompt to help you or to guide you in your journaling, I think that that is one way you could do it. So I'm going to go ahead and put you guys on fast forward and get started. So I'm in James 1 here, and I'm going to go ahead and use this really cute hand-cut looking heart tip-in, and I'm going to use some clear washi tape. This specific washi tape is no longer available. I think it was from Kelly Perky. I'm going to link something similar in the description below that's available on Amazon. It's similar. I haven't tested it out, but I may just because I get so many questions about this washi tape. And I'm going to draw some journaling lines in the margin here, and I know based on where I put the heart that you're absolutely going to be able to see it kind of peeking out from behind the tip, and that's okay with me because it indicates that there's something there to go ahead and flip that heart over for. And I'm just going to answer the question here in the margin. And I'll talk about that a little bit in my last video that I did in Hebrews 12. I talked about what it means, like what perseverance is. Having perseverance isn't a grin and bear it attitude, but it's a triumphant facing of difficult circumstances. It says in Hebrews 12:2, "For the joy set before him, Jesus, he endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God." And then so for this question, these verses in James 1 very clearly give the answer. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. And then verse 4 goes on to say, "Let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." Francis Chan said, "God is more concerned about changing us than our circumstances." And in this book, The Case for Faith, that I had to read in college, Lee Strobel, the author, interviews philosopher Peter Kreeft, who says it's at least possible that God is wise enough to foresee that we need some pain for reasons which we may not understand, but which he foresees as being necessary to some eventual good. And then he goes on to say, "We learn from the mistakes we make and the suffering they bring. The point of our lives in this world isn't comfort, but training and preparation for eternity." At the bottom of my journaling, I went ahead and stamped that phrase, "Your will, not mine," because this absolutely is not how I would go about perfecting my faith, maturing and growing. But I know that God is infinitely more wise than I am, and I'm going to trust his will in my life instead of insisting on my own. And then we can think about, too, how God used the most pain, the worst thing, Jesus' death, to bring about the most good. When the one through whom and for whom all things were created sacrificed himself on the cross for us, that brought about our reconciliation with God and made it possible for us to have a relationship with him and spend eternity with him. And so I think maybe thinking about it that way can certainly answer some of those difficult, like, why me questions. Just like the last video that I did here, I'm keeping it pretty simple. I've layered some paper pieces at the top to kind of create a tag. I'm going to go ahead and stamp this word perseverance down at the bottom. Like I said, I want to do that with every entry that I complete using this devotional kit. I'm just adjusting it on the stamp block here so that it doesn't bump into the binding. And that's pretty much it. I ended up removing that washi that I layered at the top that says pray because I felt like there was just so much going on. There were so many things competing for your attention up there. So I removed that off camera. And that's it. Here is a finished look at my entry along with a couple of close-ups. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment below, and be sure to check back next Wednesday for a brand new Bible journaling process video. I'll see you then.